Today's video is brought to you by Oxido LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxido LED lighting, and here is some after Oxido LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxido LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. Today we are going to be trying an EGR valve again on the 95 S-10. But before we get into that, if you haven't done so already, I'd like to encourage you all to go ahead and hit that subscription button, the notification bell, leave a comment below, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed or if you got something useful out of this. But let's get right into it. So if you remember last time, we replaced the EGR valve and it didn't work. I did a little research and I found out that we actually did have the wrong one, as I'll put a little clip here showing the one I had before in comparison with the one that was in it. The old one here and the new one here. Now, this is the first time I'm looking at this new one, and it doesn't quite look exactly like the old one. As you can see, the bolt is still sticking out, or the shaft, where here it's not. The back is fully enclosed on the new one, the old one is not. The new one, the vacuum line hooks up at 12 o'clock. On the old one, it hooks up at 1 o'clock. So, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, and I think maybe I might have the wrong part. So as you can see, they're quite different. And I was actually concerned about that, and I called the auto parts store. They verified that it would work. Well, it doesn't. And that's because I have a VIN Model Z engine, which is something that not everybody has, and it took me a little while to track down the correct part. But it showed up today. So let's crack this box open and see if it matches the one that came out. Gasket, I'm assuming, which if you remember from the previous video was still good, so I don't need that. Now that is exactly what I need. As you can see, the bolt sticks out. The back is the same, looks like a little speaker. And when positioned the same, the little breather vacuum line nipple is in the same clocked location. So, being that this one is off already, this is going to be very quick and easy to find out just how well this works. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in and keep my fingers crossed. So, hold your breath with me, folks. If you remember from the previous video, it's not in the easiest location to get to, but wasn't too terrible. If you got smaller hands and a smaller wrench, you're going to be okay. Now, since it was just a few days ago that I took the old one off, I left all my tools out and easily accessible, so this really should not take too long at all. Just trying to fish this through wherever here to get it is probably going to be the most difficult part. Okay. So far, so good. Tighten these down by hand as much as possible because this particular bolt here is very difficult to get to even with a gear wrench. As you can see, it's going to take a little more effort. Okay, that side is snug. That side is snug. We will now place the vacuum line on. We will place this back on there. Okay, so I've got that in and hooked back up. And as you can see, it's on the back side here of the intake. Just kind of giving you a further away view, see where it's located at. I'm going to go ahead, throw the air cleaner on, and try to start this thing. Now I am going to have to jump start this again because the day that it crapped out on me, I was actually showing a relative the stereo system in it, and well, I killed the battery that day, and from trying to start it the next day, I did have to jump it then too, but it just hasn't run long enough for it to charge. I did throw a battery charger on it for a while, and it seemed to work out for me when I trailered it home and put it in my stall. I did put a charger on it, and that was just enough juice to get me from my parking stall to my garage. And unfortunately, that just wasn't enough juice to keep it going. This battery is probably about 5 years old, so it's probably due for a change, but we can definitely jumpstart this thing and get her going. So that's what we're going to end up doing. Now, fingers crossed that this works. I am definitely running out of ideas on what it could be. That did not work. I have no idea. I thought for sure, being that that EGR valve was not the correct one, that might work out. It didn't. Now, some people have said check your fuel pump, but how many parts do I throw at this thing before I for surely know what the issue is? It sounds like it's sucking a lot of air. That's why I was thinking air-fuel ratio. I really don't know. Like I said, if you have any ideas, leave a comment below. Glad to hear any and all of them. It literally happened. It worked fine 1 minute, ran great. Went to move the vehicle like an hour after driving it for 2 hours, and this happened. So it sat for an hour in between good and bad. I have no idea what the hell the problem is. Literally the snap of a finger and she went to hell. So I don't know. I have no idea. I have no drips or spots underneath on the ground. I do keep a piece of cardboard under it, just if there is ever a leak of some kind, I can kind of trace it back to where it is. That's dry, so I don't know. If you have any ideas, like I said, please comment below. Your help is greatly needed and greatly appreciated. Well, I guess that's going to do it for today's episode. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscription button so you can keep up to date whenever I post a new video. Follow along on this joyous ride and see if I get this thing fixed or not. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.